Good morning, Facebook Live and Joslyn Center fans. This is Rebecca, the program director for the Joslyn Center, and we are back with episode 33 of the Joslyn Variety Show. So today is Wednesday, which means we have Susan back for a little bit of a brain health talk. But first, we're going to warm up with Veronica, so grab your chair and we'll get started.
Thank you, Rebecca. My place to hang my mask. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. And we're going to do some warm-up exercises, get our blood flowing, get our brains oxygenated. And we're just going to start with our march next to our chair. You don't need the chair at all. We'll do some squats, so keep your chair handy at least. Just make sure there's no wheels on the bottom so it won't move. Okay. Starting with a gentle march. Knees aren't too high right off the bat. How's your breathing? Just relax into the whole idea of a little warm-up exercise. Just think about how your body's feeling now. A little warming up. You getting any feedback? Like, oh, this feels good. And your breathing will start to increase a little bit, so just be mindful of that. Elevated breath, that's fine. Make sure you don't hold your breath. Okay, now let's just step and tap side to side. So you're bringing one foot towards the other. Not a really wide step, just a little bit back and forth, side to side. Okay, thank you. Side to side. Now let's make it just a little bit wider. So a little bit wider. Stepping out, bringing your foot towards the other foot. There we go. So we're widening our step. Now, your knees are bent a little bit, okay? So, and they're basically staying that same way. If you notice, I'm not doing this. I don't feel like I'm ready for that yet. I'm still warming up. Okay, so I don't want to be asking too much of my knees right now. So let's go back to, there we go. All right, so let's stand next to our chair, and we're going to do really a very slow march, but we're just raising our knees. It gives a little bit of stretch to the lower back. When you raise your knees, squeeze your abdominals in, relax them. Squeeze in, relax them. So we don't want to go too fast. Go. There we go. A little stretch again. A little stretch in the lower back. You're using these muscles to raise your knees. So think about what you're doing. Good. Okay. Let's get behind our chair. And we're going to, I'm going to turn to the side. Well, no, leave in front. We're going to just reach out with those toes. Reach out. So what you can see is reaching out with a straight leg, and this knee's a little bit bent. Again, I'm not going up and down. I'm just straight leg bend, straight leg, knee bend. So really reach and reach. Reach that leg out. And you can feel that reach coming even from right up here, all the way out. Good. We'll do a few more of these, and then we're going to do some side leg lifts. Good, okay. So your feet are about hip width apart, and we're going to, actually you might want to bring your feet a tiny bit closer. Your center of balance is going to be on that one leg here. So we're going to go side to side on your leg lift. Toes are pointed forward, just lifting and lifting. So we're working on these muscles on the outside of our thighs. Abductors. And throughout our entire warm-up, we are working on our balance because we are shifting our weight almost constantly. your balance feels really good and you don't want to, you don't have to touch the chair right now, just challenge yourself. Just take your hand off the chair if it was there. And just our lower body is doing the work right now. Okay, good. Okay. All right, let's just do a little relaxing march. Let's rotate our shoulders, nice big circular rotation, and forward. It feels so good because you can really feel those muscles in your upper back. It's like they're getting a little massage. Okay, so stand still and I'm going to reach up and just a little reach to the other side, to the opposite side here. Just a little bit. And you're stretching from here up. So reach, I'm breathing, inhaling, exhaling. And now, other side, just reach up and just a little bit over. A little bit. Inhale, exhale. Good. Okay, now let's swing one arm over and I'm going to grab it with the opposite arm. And this stretch, I'm pulling my arm towards my body, and what I'm stretching is from the base of the neck across your shoulder here. And this is really good to do a few times during the day because we carry tension in our shoulders. We don't even realize it until it starts to get tight and the bottom of our neck gets sore. So you really want to loosen up, and this is an excellent stretch. Okay, other side. And now think about where you're feeling that stretch. Starting here and coming down here. That's good. Oh, that feels really good. Okay. All right, so we're going to use our chair and do some squats. I do like to do these squats, don't I? We get a lot of work done. Okay, so we're using all of our lower body muscles, really. Maybe not so much here, but our quadriceps, our hamstrings, inside, outside, we're using our glutes. Okay, so on your exhale, you want to stand right up out of that chair really strong. And then inhale down all the way to the seat. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Let's do one more sitting down. And then the next time we go down, we won't go down to the seat. We'll go down almost to the seat or just above there. Reaching back as if the chair is a little bit out of your reach. You're reaching back for it. Exhale up. So this is really good. This is a readily available exercise because when you're sitting down and it's time to get up, you can do a few squats before you walk away. And then exhale. Good. Okay, so make sure when you're done with your squats, don't walk away right then. Just make sure you've got your balance, you've got your awareness, and then you can go do your thing. Okay. All right, well, we're just going to do a little bit of a swinging, relaxing, and then Susan's going to come in and we're going to learn more about our brains and things to do to keep our brains healthy. So just relaxing. Good. Okay. All right. Great job again. Enjoy your next class.
Thank you so much, Veronica. So next we have Susan for you, and we are going to set her up right over here so that you guys can learn a little bit more about brain health. So give me a moment to get her on the mic so you can hear her better, and we will get started.
Is it safe to take it off? This way? Oh, that way. Okay, hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about different things about the brain, of course, and I'm Susan Chinsky. I work at the Joslyn Wellness Center. This is my extension there, and I teach sometimes brain boot camp, aging mastery, and grief recovery class. So unfortunately, we're not doing any of them right now. We are to start a brain boot camp that'll be a 2-week course. And that'll be all online. That'll be on a Zoom platform. So if anyone's interested, call Veronica, and she's at extension 117. So have you guys ever put your keys down or your glasses and then said, where are they? And then you decide it's a senior moment? Yeah, that happens to all of us. And I'm going to tell you why and what we can do about it, how things can change. So today I'm going to talk and use the book 2 Weeks to a Younger Brain. You could switch it. And this is by Gary Small. And it's an innovative program to a better memory and a sharper mind. So Gary Small, he works at UCLA. He works in the Longevity Center, and he does a lot of research. So what he found was making healthy lifestyle changes and practicing easy mental exercises can boost your brain capacity and improve your mood and enhance your life. And that's what we all want, is a better quality of life, right? We want to age well. So UCLA research has done demonstrated direct link between healthy habits and a better brain. So memory doesn't have to decline with age. Okay, we know it does, but it doesn't have to. So they did a Gallup poll with 18,000 people across the US, and they found out that if you have more healthy behaviors, then a person is engaged in a better recall ability. So if you practice one healthy behavior, and we'll talk about what they are today, you can have a 21% less likelihood to report memory symptoms than those who did fewer or no healthy behaviors. So that's 21%, that's kind of a lot. But if you do 2 healthy behaviors, you get 45% better response. And if you do 3 healthy behaviors, it's a 75% more chance of having a better memory. So you want to do some of those healthy habits, and we'll talk about those. Okay? So they were consistent. The Gallup poll was consistent with UCLA's research. UCLA only did a 14-day study, and they found that when individuals engage in comprehensive program combining healthy behaviors, it will alter the brain's neural circuits and help starve off or even halt the effects of brain aging. So that's only 2 weeks, and that's why he wrote the book 2 Weeks to a Better Brain, which if you're interested in finding out more about him, you can get the book, Amazon, any of your book retailers. Okay, so 3 things that you can do is, is regular exercise, which we've talked about last week, and Veronica always has a little exercise program for you before, which is great because you want to get the blood flowing. That's really important. Also, nutritionist diet. And last week I talked a lot about diet. So if you missed it last Wednesday, you can look it back up on Facebook and read and listen to that, because we want to eat really healthy. That's really important. We went over what's good foods to eat. And then, of course, stress control, which we talked about that too, which is like your yoga, your meditation, walking, something to de-stress. So that's really important. So adopting healthy habits can make your brain younger in 2 weeks. Remember, it's only 2 weeks. So healthy cells are neurons rapidly transfer information through connections called synapses, which help you think quickly and effectively. So what happens is, as we get older, the synapses get older and they get slower, just like we get slower. So they're not moving as fast. So that's part of the aging process. When you're learning and doing new skills, you're making those synapses go faster. So we want that to happen. So, and traumatic brain injury, we've heard a little bit about that, I'm sure, in the news and stuff. When we don't let that heal, then we can also have neurodegenerate disease and neurodegenerate problems. So we want to heal that. But getting older, unfortunately, is the most significant cause of erosion to the cells of your brain. So, but there is good news. So in the mid-40s, we have a decline 3% of the brain. And later in the 60s, when we're in our 60s, we get a 7% decline every decade. Some people believe we get a 1% decline every year, and that starts as early as the 30s. So what happens is we stop learning so much, so we stop using our brain. Just like the muscles, if you're not using your muscles in your body, to exercise, they atrophy. The same thing happens with your brain. So that's why we need to keep exercising it and doing different programs. So anyway, some video games can distract decades from your brain. And we talked, I'm not sure which episode it was, but I gave a list of different brain games that you can go online. Remember Luminosity, Brain HQ, or just Google them and see what brain games you can play. But video games are helping. So your grandkids, the kids that are playing video games all the time, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what are they doing? Well, they are in a way helping their brain. So it's not all bad news. Okay, so we want to train our brain by playing video games, attending lectures, written programs. We just want to do something with our brain. Go to the movies, talk about the movies, social engagement. All those things are really important for your brain. So attention, language, problem-solving abilities. You want to keep using your brain, basically. Now, memory training can erase senior moments from your brain scan. So they actually show on a brain scan, either they use PET scan, MRIs, or SPECT scans, they can show how your brain looks and how it's aging. So, and people who perform better have bigger brains. So if someone calls you a fat head, that's great. You want a fat brain because there's lots of good fat in there. You want a bigger brain, it's a healthier brain. So PET scans show the details of brain structure as well as the brain function. So they can see your brain, but they also realize that they can give you a pencil and paper test, and that basically can show the same thing as a scan can. So sometimes when you go to the doctor and you think you have memory problems, they'll ask you certain questions, they'll ask you maybe to draw a picture, they'll ask you certain things because they're testing your brain, and they can see almost as well as if they actually looked into your brain. So those are really good. You don't always need a scan. So plaque and tangles are the physical evidence of Alzheimer's disease and begin to accumulate gradually in the brain decades before it happens. So even before you see Alzheimer's, you could get these plaques and tangles. Also, they're finding out, they're trying to do medication. Why they don't necessarily work is they're finding sometimes the plaques are good for your brain. They need to be there as a protection. So I think they developed one drug that got rid of it and realized that it may be there for protection. So they're not always all bad. So lifestyle habits affect your brain more than your genes do. So you may have heard, the old way of thinking was genes affect everything. So if you have the Alzheimer's gene, you're going to get it. It's not good news. If you have this gene, it's not good news. There's something called epigenetics. And epigenetics is the new way of thinking. And it says the environment influences your genes. So even if you have a bad gene, you still have the environment. You still can change it. So it's not always really bad. Keep that in mind. So we have a stronger impact than genetics. And mental stimulation will help change that. Physical exercise, diet, healthy lifestyle habits. So again, all those things play into effect. They can help your genes. And listening to music can improve your mental abilities. Have you ever listened to a really happy song and you just got happy? Or you listened to a song that you remember and it put you right back in high school, or it put you right back at that dance? So music can do that with you. And they're finding that there's a study where they took older people that really couldn't speak and really weren't sure if they were there or not. They really were just sitting there moping, unhappy, silent, and they played music for them of their era, the music they liked. And somehow in their brain somewhere it connected to the music, and that people could even sing to the music or tap to the music. They really came alive. So there's really something in there with music. So it's just really good to play music. And also after the people the song was over, the people could carry on a little bit of a conversation. So it didn't last forever. It wasn't, one of those grand things, but it did affect them, the music. So if you're probably bored now and not happy you're home, put some music on, especially from your air. Dance around, have a good time. Make the best of it. So, and music, remember music. And I think if you all have Spectrum, it's those big channels like 1900 and something. So you'll be able to find them. Just check it out. So musical memories can be a strong emotional trigger. We said that. Listening to your favorite song or classical pieces often spark chemical reactions in our brain that lift or lower our mood depending how we feel when we first connected to the music. So remember, music's good. Now the next one is, they put this in the book, so I had to say it, a healthy sex life is good for your brain. And they found in laboratory rats that it reduced stress, it stimulated growth of new memory cells in the brain, and strengthened the connection between those cells. So it also reduces tension in both men and women and helps you sleep better throughout the night. Also, it helps you with pain, and it releases endorphins and other hormones. It improves the body's immune system and its ability to fight infections. So basically, even if you're not in the sexual act, if you're holding hands, if you're hugging, all that really matters. All the endorphins get going, oxytocin gets going, it's all good hormones. So even if there's no one there and you have an animal, definitely pet that animal, play with that animal. I'm sure you even get happy when you see the animal. But remember, give virtual hugs. If you guys are Zooming your friends or Zooming your relatives, give a hug over the screen. Just try and make it whatever you can do. But that's really important for your immune system, to touch and have that in your life. Okay, a 10-minute conversation increases mental acuity. So a brief, stimulating conversation will increase memory performance and speed. So if you chat with an empathetic friend about a troubling issue, that issue can lower the stress level in you and protect your brain neurons. Or if you just have an interaction with any of your friends, how are you, what's going on, that connection is really good. And so it's really good if you could do it in person, but if you have to still do it over the phone, do it on Zoom, however you can do it in a little text chat, all that helps. So you want to have some type of interaction with people because they're finding out that loneliness does kill. It's one of the top things that people will die of. It's just, we're not meant to be alone. We're really social creatures. So try to talk to someone. Okay, reducing chronic stress improves your brain function. So we all know that chronic stress elevates your cortisol level, and it shrinks your brain important memory centers. So positive emotions can protect your brain's neural acuity. So good positive things. Good feelings, love, excitement, joy can bring chemical changes that strengthen your body and strengthen your health. So you want to keep thinking positive things. That's why I like singing something, be happy. Funny movies are great because they get all those endorphins, they get everything going and you're happy. So that might be something you want to do this weekend, is watch a funny movie or tonight. I love funny movies. Also, happiness and pleasure increase levels of feel-good neurotransmitters that circulate throughout the brain and body, such as, and we talked about Oxycontin. We've talked about, now I can't even think of the word. Thank you. Oxytocin. We talked about dopamine, serotonin, adrenaline. All those good hormones keep you going, make you happy. So those are really important to keep in your body. Okay, number 10, a healthy body boosts brain power. So your brain uses approximately 20% of all the oxygen and nutrients of the entire body. So your body uses a lot of that energy. Just think about 20% is there. That's a lot. So meditation helps, and with stress, Also walking, yoga, tai chi, any type of relaxation thing. You want to reduce your stress, remember, and you want to have a healthy diet. So enrich it with a lot of omega-3 fatty acids from fish and nuts. Remember, we talked about that last time, along with antioxidants, fruits and vegetables. And now, remember, it's summer and it's hotter, so keep hydrated. You want to keep drinking water. You may want to have more fruit or vegetables with more water content, but be sure you're getting that hydration in, because you're probably thinking, I'm just sitting at home, what do I need to drink for? Believe it or not, just this air is so dry, you need to drink. So keep drinking, stay healthy, and again, my name is Susan Chinsky. I work at the Wellness Center. If you have any questions, you want to talk about anything about the brain or otherwise, give me a call. If you're really stressed out, you just want to talk, tell me what's going on, we can do that. So I appreciate you guys all listening. Thank you, and enjoy. I'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thank you, Susan. All right, so that was episode 33. We will see you guys tomorrow for 34. We have Paul Clowers back again tomorrow, so quite a special treat. You guys have a great day, and we will see you then. Bye.